This is 2, maybe even 3 different squads. 2 squads right here look like they're going to try and make their way over to North Georgia Pole. You got Dead Doc as well as Team Ash making their way there, but Dead Doc, their drop was a lot better. They're a lot closer to the ground than Ashik specifically.
So I like what Ashik is doing right now. He's taking the long drop, he's got the elevation, and is able to tell his teammates exactly where the enemies are landing. This is going to be so crucial if they are sharing North Georgia Pole together.
And he's actually diverting himself, I think, but I think he may not be spotting those people up on the north. There's a lot of people in this northwestern part of the map. This is very unusual to see, and it's all North Georgia Pole. No one South Georgia, but Doc dropping immediately down, grabs a shotgun, grabs some body armor. If anyone wants to challenge him close range, he is going to have a heavy advantage onto them.
Exactly.
And look at this control on the mini-map. 2-2 split on the 2 little quadrants of North Georgia Pole. Ashek's team, they're dropping a little bit late. They may actually get themselves pushed in, but looking over here,
Severny.
Yeah.
A little bit populated here. We've got Choco Taco's team as well as team number 12, Nothing Squad. So certainly we have seen these 2 teams engage in battle previously throughout the games today, Cameron, but they are setting themselves up for a huge engagement, taking up looting positions on the opposite ends of the road in Severny.
Yeah, they're drawing a little bit of line of scrimmage on the road, but yes, indeed, you're pointing at it right now. We are going to get potentially a Sosnovka Island finish. It's possible that it swings up north, but there's like a 60-70% chance that it's going to end on Sosnovka Island.
So one of our fellow colleagues, Jorasor, laid some heavy knowledge on me, and based off of his analysis on circle positions, I do not see it going north, but it is it's always possible. It's always possible, Cameron, but keep it going south. But I like this. This is going to be putting our players in the position of choosing. Do we go down to the south or do we stay on the northern side of things? Where are we going to be hedging our bet?
Yeah, we have some action breaking out. Not just between Chad's teammates and each other, but also up on the northwestern side. You can see a skull there. Looks like, I believe, Ammunition maybe lost a member up in Zarky fighting for that spot.
Yeah, I think it was actually Ammunition who went down. So an unfortunate loss for team number 1 early on. But Zarky, incredible. We saw players in our first game on Erangel go over to Kameshki. This time they're going to the opposite end of the map. The other pretty much fairly never looted town, Zarky. It's got more members than it usually sees.
The reason why Zarky has never looted those is because the rotations out of it are really brutal.
And there's not a lot of them. Generally, if you rotate out of the Zarky, you're going to be rotating on top of everyone else in Zarky. And we see that played out time and time again. Not a lot of cars in that area as well.
I'm waiting for this, though, because it looks like a push over from the west to the east side has been employed by Choco Taco Squad. They want to go for these kills. They don't like the performance that they've been employing the previous rounds, and they want to go for blood onto Nothing Squad.
Oh, they smell it. They know that nothing landed here. They know that they're 4-man strong, pushing further and further east into Severny, just clearing out these buildings, trying to find where these threats are lying. And as they continue to push, they are eliminating options. But Choco Taco is going to be connected on by Skadoodle. Oh, no, Deluxe onto Choco Taco and Skadoodle onto Boomsy. So 2 members of Choco's team going down and out very early on in this engagement. Going to effectively make it a 2v4, Cameron.
And look at Nothing. His reposition right now found himself another kill onto Lucky. It's just 1 player left from Choco Taco. So this aggressive push is making them fall out of this event so early.
Yeah, unfortunately, sometimes it ends up going that way. Choco Taco going to be dropped out here in 16th place. 58 players alive, 15 teams remaining, and still a lot of squads having to make their way down from the north.
That was a great finish for Nothing Squad, not just in the sense that they dropped an entire squad out of the running, but they also didn't lose any of their own players. They took very little damage, so that means very few meds that they have to eat up, and it took only a matter of seconds. So they still have timing on their side, making the rotation down to Sosnovka, or at least as much timing as you can hope, being up to Severny, having to go down to military base.
Absolutely. Employing a strategy that I used to talk about a lot, Cameron, let others loot for you. And Choco Squad looted the western side of Severny, able to bring that loot right over to Nothing and the rest of the crew. And they're going to be benefiting off of that because they don't have to waste time on that western side of Severny anymore. They can rotate down to the south.
Yeah, we'll see if Nothing Squad pay Choco Taco a little bit of a finder's fee for all of that. I don't know what exactly was in that little bit of a contract there, but back on Pachinki, it's going to be Jericho here with Gold Glove hanging out here. They've had this entire stage to themselves. They haven't had a fight for it, and that means there's a lot of loot for them to pick up.
Yeah, a lot of loot for them to pick up. Indeed. Is that a pesky little red zone I see there, Cameron?
Yeah, we're bringing red zones back into this game right now. Why not? It's the grand final.
That's right. Yeah, grand final it is. Here is Trick2G's squad going to be looting up in Primorsk. We saw them land, or try to land there rather, in our first game in Erangel. They did pull off that position, trying to loot in between Fairy Pier and Primorsk. Able to grab it this time all to themselves. I know Trick and the rest of the team are very comfortable in this town.
Who we're looking at, though, are the 3 remaining members of Team Smack. Smack, unfortunately, went out very early in this game, but everyone else is able to stay alive, and they didn't get challenged in this position this time around, which means that they've had all the time in the world to loot up, and they're not in the circle just yet, but they're quite close to it. You can see they're already grabbing a couple of vehicles.
Yeah, going to be grabbing the vehicles, and vehicles are certainly going to be necessary rotating out of that position, especially if they want to get out and around team number 9. That is going to be Gold Glove Squad in Pachinki. But, I mean, really no one has started itching their way down south, Cameron, which is sort of not typical to what we usually see in PUBG games.
Yeah, usually you see faster rotations, particularly if it's a military island circle, but that just goes to show the lack of, I guess, competitive experience that these players have. That wasn't meant to be disparaging in any way, it's just lack of experience with it.
So you're Shroud.
Yes.
You're on Shroud Squad.
Yes.
The 4 people down there on that team.
Yes.
You land on military island and a military circle pops, Cameron. What is going on in their comms?
Yay?
Yay, 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 looting up the military proper base all to themselves, uncontested. They do have to worry about the threat to the east in Novo. It's going to be team number 10, Lil Lexi squad, featuring our 2 guys from Evil Geniuses in the pro competitive PUBG scene. So that is certainly a threat to be reckoned with, but here comes Shroud. He's in the buggy, going to be rolling down the Sosnovka Highway.
Yeah, what they do need to worry about, though, is making a decision on what position they want to hold. There are a couple of strong positions on the island that they have an opportunity to have first grabs at, but you need to make a decision between one or the other.
Shroud may be playing a bit of bumper cars with his teammates right now, running into their motorcycle. I mean, given how sometimes vehicles just blow up in PUBG, that's a risky endeavor to make no matter how much fun you're trying to have.
He's keeping his adrenaline up. That's how he plays.
Indeed, that Trinity from Ashik's squad showing up in our first place game, or in our last game, first place, already coming up with a very, very clutch kill on to Famous from team number 6. That's going to be Dizzy Kitten's squad, losing 1 member early on here.
Yeah, I think that's interesting for them because they are coming from Zarki directly into North Georgia Pole. I would not have suggested to make that rotation. It looks like they're committing here for the fight at Trinity with the spray down. Doesn't land too much and takes a couple of shots in return, but ducks back inside the building, doesn't overcommit onto this fight.
Yeah, and it looks like our other team that landed in North Georgia Pole, Deadmau5 and Doc, not even going to worry about what's happening on the western side of North Georgia Pole. They're going to get out of there, recognizing the fact that we have a bit of a transition ahead of us, and that is the smart play to make.
Exactly. The blue is almost halfway closed, so it's not worth it to try and deal damage to an opposing team if you yourself could take damage and then lose priority on positioning even in the first circle. The first circle's position isn't the most important, but that doesn't mean that you should just throw it away like it's nothing.
Yeah, I mean, exactly right, Cameron. Exactly right on that fact. Plus, look at what's waiting for a lucky. Ooh, look at what's going on in Primorsk, Cameron. It looks like a squad, team number 11, Luzu's squad, has moved in and now engaging on Trick2G's team. Trick2G coming up with a clutch kill, though, to start off this battle. And that's exactly the way that you want to be at least starting, putting the fear of God into this squad.
Yeah, but who we're looking at right now on your screen is going to be Shroud Squad. They did move over onto the Eastern Bridge, and they're going to be employing a bridge camp right now.
Yeah, and this is the place to camp the bridge. Cameron, we talked about it briefly in our first Erangel game, but back to this engagement in Primorsk, we can see so many members of Luzu's squad are currently bleeding out. I believe just 1 left against this 4-man strong squad of Trick2G. Very spread out, though, employing maybe a 2-2 split. Certainly it's an interesting 2-2 split, but a 2-2 split nonetheless. These guys are trying to do exactly what they can to keep any other teams from moving into Primorsk, and there goes Painkiller, leaving just Luzu alive.
This is a very curious push by Luzu Gaming. They just bombed directly into Primorsk, trying to go for the boats, but not expecting anyone to still be around, and they get punished for it. Rexy peeking around the side, trying to find Luzu. Luzu is in a 1 versus 4. A wide peek out the side. He gets a little bit of damage on Rexy, lands some more, drops him down to 50 HP. But now he's going to push back because he's aware that more teammates are going to be pushing in onto his position, and he has a shotgun out. Does he hear the footsteps behind him? He doesn't. It's actually going to be Rexy in through that window, however, to get the final spray down, and Team Luzu goes out in 15th place.
And look at that in the bottom left corner of your screen. Every member of Trick2G's team is pulling their weight. 1 kill for each of them, wiping through Luzu's squad. 15th place finish like you mentioned. But look at this, more and more action. Deadmau5 on that aqua rail. I love this vehicle, and certainly he does too. I wonder is that Doc on the back of that?
That's Doc on the back. Deadmau5 is driving. I don't know how much I like this because they are still on the west coast. And they have to swing all the way down around Primorsk. Boats and water bikes take and use up a lot of gas.
They do.
That's a big problem. I don't know how far they're going to get. They may even have to land back on the main island to either get some gas canisters or find some more vehicles to continue their push in, because right now you can already see that jet ski is running out of gas very, very quickly.
Yeah, generally when you want to make those rotations, you plan ahead for it and you say, hey, someone pick up a jerry can, which is the gas can. That's what it's called, Cameron. And you say, pick up a jerry can or two, and let's make our way around the western coast. They don't have too much further to go, but whether or not they make it there with their gas, Cameron, is something we're going to be looking at. A nice crate to be had, though, for one of our players.
I just don't know why they decided to go in the water. They could have easily continued on land on those vehicles. They didn't have to cross over the bridge just yet.
One other team employing the water strat, look at this, and the rest of his squad rotating pretty much identically on the eastern side of Erangel. So very interesting to see this. Here we go, though. Trick2G, the rest of the squad, going to be getting in their own boats and making their way down the Sosnovka Island from Primorsk. And with our second circle popping, Cameron, it pretty much confirms it. We're going to Sosnovka.
Yeah, absolutely. It's confirmed this time around. There's still a little bit of a straight inside. There's a tiny little itty-bitty piece of land on the northern edge of the circle, but you're not going to want to hang out there. But there are still a number of squads that are on the main island who have to cross over the bridge, over the water, but they're very close together themselves. In fact, looking at Team Smack, they're in a little bit of engagement with Gold Glove.
Yeah, they are up there, not in the safe zone. So if they linger too long, it could be detrimental for both of these squads. We're just going to have to wait and see how that plays out. And we're going to have to see what bridge are these teams going to employ to get down, if they use the bridge, or how are they going to make their way down south? Because certainly we know, Cameron, one of those decisions could be very deadly.
Yeah, not too many people look to be going over the bridge just yet. And so this bridge camp by Shroud's team hasn't netted itself any kills so far, but you never know what's going to happen later on. They're only committing 2 on the bridge, 2 south of them. So it's a nice little decent spread. It's multiple points for them to get the kill rather than just all being in one position. But Ewan, a nice shot on Dizzy, a nice down to Alaric, but solid as well. But here comes Ewan trying to continue that push down. Kills Dizzy. He's going to get the bike kill. He's going to get the bike kill.
Ooh, gonna get the bike kill. Oh, there he goes. UNHC showing out, able to get that sweet replay. Cameron, we're gonna be seeing that in our NVIDIA highlights, 100%. UNHC, though, we talked about him being a dominant force earlier on in Sanhok, and now he's being a dominant force here in our final game of Erangel.
Yeah, but look here. Here was the push from Smack. They already done a lot of damage to Team Gold Glove. You already see a couple of revives having to come through, and Smack's team is using this opportunity to push forward, and they are spread out as well. A nice crossfire. Solid catches the player out, drops Diesel with the Groza, and here comes the vehicle swinging around the side from Adaculus. Solid with another spray down. That's going to be the entirety of Gold Glove taken out in 14th place.
Ooh, solid FPS, and the rest of Team Smack at dominant force here. They don't have Smack playing with them right now, but that does not change a thing for these guys. The second time that solid FPS has had a Groza as well, putting in work with that gun.
Solid has been doing a lot of work this entire event so far. Can we see them continue this, though? Because the blue is about to close, and they still have yet to cross over the bridge. Ewan right now in more of a fight, actually. This is versus Nothing's team, able to push themselves down onto his position. He already got it down, gets a second chance at more.
Wide in the open, though. Can they avoid these shots? The smokes are coming out, trying to get them the cover, but unfortunately, the only person in the smoke, Cameron, is the downed player. But it looks like Ewan's going to be rotating out for this, possibly to reunite with Yakis. The red zone popping right on top of Nothing's team as well is not where you want to be when you need to get that res.
Absolutely not. But Ewan, he's going to pull away from this. I believe he has his teammate Yakis on the other side of Nothing's team on top of that cliff in the shack. But he doesn't care about grouping up with him right now because he doesn't want to move through a team, and he knows that time is of the essence at this point. He needs to start his swim across.
Yeah, look at the crossfire on the northern side of Erangel on the coast from Yakis and UNHC. They're not reuniting. They're going to be using these angles to effectively pinch out Nothing's squad. And this is beautifully played from Yakis and Ewan.
Yeah. This squad getting themselves inside a building to avoid the red zone on top of their position, but also to try and hide out and wait for everything to blow over. Hopefully Yakis makes his retreat, but instead he's going to push into a vehicle, drive along the beach, potentially grouping up with his teammate in Ewan before they can start to make the swim across, because swimming takes a long time. And so even now, it's going to be a rough cross depending on where the next circle shifts itself to.
Exactly. Looking around the map, though, it looks like our teams that opted to take the water route are going to be coming up on to Sosnovka Island right now, and they might be finding themselves right in the crossfire, right in the lines of sight of a few other teams who had that idea a few seconds before them.
Garrett did find a kill. Sorry, did get killed by Wolf, but the rest of Team Vis trying to punish Wolf in return, trying to get a trade. Wasn't able to get too much damage, but Wolf is going to retreat off this northern position, drop down this hill. This is a risky fall, but if you're on a bike, you don't take any damage, and he's going to make it all the some of the way down.
Okay, so if you are on this squad, Wolf is driving the car all the time. What a spectacle that Wolf just gave us.
What a spectacle right now for squad number 2. 2 players roll up in a boat right in your position. Easy kills for you to grab. Peeking right out in the open, Anthony finds one. Ewan gets a trade on to Boom, but here comes Kevin Smith.
With the VSS, nonetheless, he is taking a page out of Smack's book right now. The Kevlar helmet is inspiring confidence in Kevin Smith, and we love to see this, putting out even more shots, and it's going to be Anthony with a grenade, taking out team number 1 and Munition in 13th place.
A good finish right there with the grenade. Kevin Smith doing a lot of work himself to put the pressure to keep them pinned down in that position for the nade to do its work. So definitely pulling his own weight as well as he can.
And now he's rotating over to DN Boom to pick up the res. So, I mean, Kevin just being a very outstanding team player for Team Anthony right now.
Best support player, NA. I'm calling it right now.
All right, you heard it first. If you are looking for a 4th player on your competitive squad, hit Kevin Smith up. Contact him whichever way you know how. Back here, though, to the bridge where Shroud and the rest of the team are currently waiting. Will they be finding anyone shortly? It looks like they just might.
Yeah, it looks like Nothing Squad have their eyes set on this bridge, and so the circle has shifted off of them, but they're hearing the vehicles come in right now. A couple of players prone, a couple of players hiding behind boxes. They may grab themselves a couple of kills. It's Buggy's trying to scream all the way across this bridge. Shroud peeks out, gets the spray down. Can he get any kills?
Oh, he's going to be knocking out Skadoodle out of the buggy right before it explodes, but Nothing Squad is in a world of hurt right now. Shroud just continues to land connection after connection on a Nothing's team.
Deluxe finds one on a Rich, though, so Nothing Squad isn't going down without a fight. It's a lot of work for him right now, but Shroud pulls out the VSS. Can you do extra work with this gun onto the buggy?
He's trying to do just that right now. Certainly he's going to have the opportunity, and there it goes. Team number 12, Nothing Squad, being eliminated in 12th place. These guys have magnets in their pockets because, Cameron, they have engaged on one another time and time again throughout today's event.
Yeah. These players have played with each other on the same competitive team before, so there's definitely a little bit of friendly rivalry there. But a nice pickup of loot for Shroud's team. However, they are going to need to rotate quickly because the circle has shifted off of them. And though that fight definitely clued in other teams that they're here on the bridge.
Specifically team number 6, Ashy, who opted not to cross the bridge, but jump in the channel and swim across.
That's going to be rough for him. He can finish the swim easily, but then he's going to have to make a run on foot because he doesn't have a vehicle secured for himself. So for him, them, whatever, they're going to have to make a difficult cross into the circle nonetheless. It's going to be rough.
Look at the smile on Shroud's face right now. He's so happy with what they were able to pull out on this bridge. Continuing on, though, around the map, Cameron, it is not going to be easy for a lot of these teams to make their way down to the southeast inside of this next zone. We are at the critical stage of Erangel where your decisions can really be impactful.
Yeah, I'm surprised actually Shroud and his squad haven't moved out just yet. They're still looting up, but there they go. They hop into their vehicles. Right now, Ashik, he has his eyes set on another squad. Here's a couple of teams engaging on the southern part of the island, the center of the circle. It's Team Vis up against Team Dead Dog peeking around the side. A nade does require Vis to fall back, but Stutter is there for backup as he drops Getter.
Yeah, look at the angles that Vis's squad is currently trying to get on top of Deadmau5 and Doc's team right now, pretty much covering every different angle, just waiting for the opportunities to present themselves. However, Deadmau5 coming in huge with that Car 98 shot onto one of the members of Vis's squad, Stutter, taking him down and out. Very good performance with that Car 98.
Yeah, see if we can't do more with it, though, because there's still Wiki and Vis standing. I don't know how well they are being comfortable continuing in on this engagement. Doc peeks up over, misses a shot of his own. He's going to pull out the Mini as his secondary. With the red dot sending some more shots in, but long range like that, it's very hard to land. Going to reload that car. Gets some jump just for the swag and misses an easy shot, unfortunately, on the chest, and it's going to be Vis peeking around the side with a secondary angle.
Yet again, Doc alluded to this being one of his main competitors here today, and yet again, this game finds his connection on top of the Doc. The grenade going to be connecting on Uncle Getter, leaving, I believe, just Deadmau5 trying to rotate out of here. He's got Boogie just a little bit further down the hill. He needs to get there for safety, but Vis is aggressively pushing up. He smells blood like a shark in the water, going to be chasing after Deadmau5.
He spots Boogie, may have been distracted. Deadmau5 does get dropped though by Wiki though. Boogie finishes off Getter. Don't know what that was all about, but it's all up to Boogie right now. 1 versus 2, and Wiki has the angle, swinging in from the side. So what was a 2 versus 4 end up going in Vis's favor because of the split, because of the crossfire that they set up, and now they have a very good position in the circle and a lot of loot to grab as well.
Yeah, indeed. They're going to be looting up all of what team number 7 was able to get. They started in North Georgia Pool, so they certainly came out of there, Cameron, very, very kitted. Whether or not they had all of those meds after they took so much damage from these engagements, who knows? But here's Trick 2G and the rest of their squad on the western side of the circle. Blue Zone going to be moving in, so they have to make their own transition.
Yeah, they're in a very strong compound, but unfortunately it is no longer in the next circle, and they're going to push down south to try and limit the angles that they can get approached from.
Yeah, absolutely. Trick going to be popping these boosts wide in the open, but meanwhile, over in our military base, look at the car fort that Ashik and the rest of his squad have been able to kind of build here around these planes. Very interesting, given this position.
Car forts are an interesting thing to utilize at this point in the game because you can take a lot of damage onto your vehicles, and that means that you can't move out, but it doesn't matter because Ashik and Adam, they're taking shots on the Team Smack, and Adaculus already goes down.
Yeah, already goes down. I wonder if they're wearing those level 3 helmets. I can't see him, Cameron. I can't see him, but you wonder. English Adam, though, going to be continuing to watch these flanks. Ashik going to be finishing off at Daculus right there. Solid FPS on one of these other planes here in this plane graveyard that so beautifully lines up with the runway here in Sosnovka Island.
And now it's a third party of Shroud taking down iDev. That means that is just Solid left if he can't get any revives on his team. Or specifically iDev, and doesn't look to be the case. Taking too much damage, bleeding out way too quickly. Now it is just Solid left from Team Smack to try and turn this into a second win on Erangel.
A bit of a third-party action coming out as well from the air traffic control tower. Wolf from team number 10, Lil Lexi, going to be trying to get some third-party action down there. They are in a bit of a split. We can see, I believe, Nomi and one other member of that squad going to be on top of one of the bunkers in the military base. And then, off to the northwest, Wolf still needs to make his way in. But he's taking these shots. He's revealing his position. And with that wide open transition that he has to make, it could be deadly.
It's only one player that has to make that push, though, so it is worth it. A lot of times people feel 1 versus 3, but Shroud takes a lot of damage, but now it's actually going to be back on Anthony K's squad in a fight, but Learn and the rest of Shroud's remaining squad in a little bit of a fight right now with Vis down to the south, the 2 remaining players. Vis and Wiki, can they land the shots? Learn, if you overcommit onto this, you're going to get popped off from a secondary angle, but he's going to fall back before that happens.
That SLR suppress sounds so good, Cameron. It's almost like ASMR for PUBG right here. Learn, though, going to be popping those first aids. Already 2 kills on to one of those members. Meanwhile, Vis and Wiki, the 2 remaining members of Team 16, Team Vis, trying to do whatever they can to avoid these engagements, but they're going to be rolling up on someone in just a matter of moments.
Vis doesn't spot Rich onto the east side. Rich pounces but doesn't land the shots. Now Vis knows that he's there. Rich pulls out the grenade, goes for the run, doesn't get punished by Vis, doesn't land an immediate headshot, but the nade also misses its damage. Pulls out a second, see if this one can't connect.
Trying to land those nades, getting very close. Grenades so powerful here in PUBG. Will those land on top of Vis and Wiki? I don't think they're going to be landing, making those connections that D-Rich had hoped for, but certainly putting out a lot of damage with that gun. Vis going to be throwing the return grenades. Will these be able to connect onto Rich?
There's a zoning grenade to stop the push because he needs just a couple of seconds to pop that first aid kit for him and Wiki are back up to 75%. Rich, though, hasn't had the same opportunity to do so. Still sitting around 40% HP, continuing to go for the peak, and he doesn't have any teammates helping him out right now. Takes a lot of damage as the push comes in from Wiki just up to the north. Vis tosses out yet another grenade to help the push come through, but Wiki finds the angle onto Rich. In the meantime, we did see Anthony's squad wipe out, I believe that was... oh, no, it's Chad's squad, so they're going to be out in 9th place, unfortunately.
Yeah, going to be going down and out. That was a huge engagement. Anthony's squad certainly lost a lot in that, so they need to recover quick and make their way down south to get into this circle. A lot of teams now riding the edge outside for the time being, but it is about to erupt.
Yeah, Solid out there in the blue, unfortunately for him, going to be taking out a lot of damage. Avrilla's, though, she's going to be pushing up, trying to join with the rest of her team. as Technostar gets it down on a Horsey, but so does Vis, gets it down to Trick 2G, so it looks like Team Trick are in a crossfire between two separate squads. Vis wants this kill, swaps over, tries to get another down on to Cookie.
Cookie wide in the open, just praying that he gets behind that tree and able to do so with just 30 HP left to his name. Unfortunately, he is not hiding behind the part of the tree that would be blocking off the angles from Vis. Vis able to land those shots beautifully, taking out Cookie Man.
Yeah, and this next circle you can see on the minimap is going to be very, very helpful for Team Vis. They've been two for a while, but look at this. It's an engagement between DrTrinity. His only remaining teammate, Ashik, is down calling on the floor, but he wants to push in onto Lil Lexi's squad. Is actually going to go into the smoke to get the revive to make it a 2v2. Now it's a 2v3 because the revive on the opposing team has come through as well.
Nomi needs to pop those meds, though, to recover that HP before Wolf and the other teammate from Team Lil Lexi push up onto this. But here it comes. DrTrinity is expecting it as well. He's going to be watching over the ridge as all of this pressure is coming, trying to land the shots on the Wolf. DrTrinity is going to be connected on by Lil Lexi and taken down.
Asher gets an immediate trade back on Alexi, though, a nade to finish it off. Now it is just Nomi left. Can get a revive onto Wolf if he wants to go for the rush onto that. But a lot of damage put onto Ashik's team themselves.
Certainly a lot of damage being put out on all of the teams remaining on the map. 4 teams remaining, 10 players alive. We are almost at the point, Cameron, where we can essentially say our first place winners. They're going to be taking away the pan and a very, very secret prize that will be revealed at the end of this game. So certainly this is what we're going to be looking for. All is on the line.
Look at this by Solid, who's able to make his way into the circle, and he finds so many bodies right on top of him. But he has an opponent just down to the south that he needs to be aware of. It's going to be Avaril's?
Yeah, Avaril's just going to be sneaking and snaking behind this rock, trying to do whatever they can to reunite with their other 2 teammates who are going to be engaged on right now by Vis Games.
Vis and Wiki finding some trades, but it's going back and forth. Vis finds one on the Waffle, though. Can he get the last? Out in the open, gets the spray down. I don't think it finished the team off just yet. There's still one standing, but he lost his teammate.
Yeah, that's going to be Avaril's way back away from the team. So Vis makes absolute work of team number 8, Giant Waffle Squad, who presented themselves to him, but he still does have one member to worry about. Got a bit of distance. Certainly they are closer to solid FPS than they are to Vis. And I don't think you're going to be rotating down to the south if you're that lone player of team number 8, Waffles team.
Well, if the call is made that there's only one player remaining, you could be able to do so. In fact, Vis is spreading out. He wants to find this final kill.
Yeah, he's looking. You can see him searching, looking at every possible angle, trying to spot out if someone's hiding in a bush or trying to sneak their way in. This is a very experienced player. He's not going to get caught out by a snake.
Look how many solos are left, by the way. There's 7 alive, 4 teams alive, 3 solos, 1 group, a full entire group of 4. But look, Solid is going for the fight onto this squad.
Team number 2, this is going to be Anthony's squad. I believe 3 men strong right now versus the solo player from Team Smack. Solid FPS, though. He's got the level 3 kit. We saw him pick up the Groza earlier, so he's going to be trying to put in work right now.
Yeah, Dressel pushing forward. He's got the M249. Ready to go to tear through anyone that steps up close range. Solid, though. Oh, he does find Avo. Taking a lot of damage from the blue, though. I don't know if he has enough time to pop this first aid kit. I think he's going to be bleeding out in the blue zone, so he gets a 3rd place finish for his team. But that's all it's going to be. It's now up to 2 teams left. It's Vis versus the 3 remaining players of Anthony K.
1v3 situation to decide it all right here. Certainly, Team Anthony is going to be trying to do all they can, but so is Vis. Vis is a strong player. He is not going to be going down without a fight here.
He already has 8 kills for himself, 13 for the squad so far. He is on fire this game. And so if anyone can do it, well, Vis is definitely up for the opportunity.
Peeking around the wrong side of the tree right now. Going to be revealing his entire body to DN Boom right now, but spots him out first. Going to be spraying down with the AKM, finding connections, retreating back to cover. He's got a bit of a defilade as well to work with, Cameron. This is a very advantageous position for a solo player.
It is, but I don't know if it's in the circle, and he needed to get that initial kill onto Boom if he wanted to make anything of it, because now all he did was give his position away. This group of 3 knows there's only one person left. So they can easily just zero in on his position, surround him, and Vis is going to have to land a lot of headshots, and it looks like he's starting to run out of ammo. Drassel, is he going for the melee kill? Is he going to go for it?
He might be.
He's
There
prepping
is
the pan.
a bounty for it. He is prepping it indeed, but it has to be the pan shot to kill him because Vis will be dropping immediately, being the solo player for team number 16. Team Vis. Vis still unaware, or his position is cloaked, but he is going to be connected on Anthony Congband coming out with a huge kill with that beautiful SKS on the Vis Games to take away the chicken dinner for game number 5.
You have to give it to Vis, though. What an incredible performance by him and Wiki there, fighting off so many different teams, but absolutely first